How you doing,
Does
Ben?
the seat come with Raising Cane's? You just got me excited over this.
Not that I know of. Is it from here?
They're a New Orleans business, and the Grand Marshal of the Super Bowl parade is this guy Todd Graves. I see it on a billboard. He's the founder.
He is Kane.
He is Kane, who has raised.
So it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen one chicken finger.
Chicken related note. Well, that's
Here comes a chicken related note.
Chicken related
Stand
note. Popeyes is doing like a special sandwich this week, and it's only in limited cities, and it's here on Canal Street. So I love Popeye. So I went over there at 11:30 today to get this special sandwich, and they didn't have it on the menu. And I'm like, what the heck, Popeyes? Get your stuff together. I heard there was a guy from corporate sitting in the back. I heard him say people were lining up at 8 a.m. at Popeyes to get this sandwich, and they were sold out by 10 a.m. So where I'll be tomorrow at 8 a.m.
See, now, I would expect the chicken expertise to come from Paul Perillo.
All I'm saying is, my point is, are you saying this on the air or off? I can never tell. Okay. So he's telling me we can't talk about a competitor. We can only talk about Cane's, okay? Raising Cane's chicken fingers, all right?
The best.
Okay, thank you.
Every time I go to BU, a hockey game, I go to Raising Cane's.
There we go. I don't understand people who line up, well, unless it's Raising Cane's. The lineup for chicken people? I mean, it is just chicken.
I bet you Perillo would do
It's a
it.
chicken sandwich. Unless, of course, it's Raising Cane's. All right, what are you finding out this week, Volin? Give me your best material.
Best material. The Eagles, I thought this was an interesting comment from Bill Belichick on his podcast. He said that in 2007, he felt the Giants actually had the motivational edge because they were going up against the team that was going for history, 16-0. They had the motivation. And Belichick thinks that the Eagles have a similar motivation this week to take down the Chiefs, that the Eagles are no one believes in us against the world kind of team, and that might help them out on Sunday. So I thought that was an interesting perspective.
I think in a lot of ways, but not all. And one key one that I'll just put to the side. But in a lot of ways, the Chiefs today are what the Patriots were in 2007. Just sort of ripe.
I can see that.
Right there on the precipice of history. All right there for them. So much at stake. And even though they've won so many big games and have been through so much, does that trip them up? Just the weight of history. And because I think it got to the Patriots. I do. I think it weighed on them and their play sort of listed down the stretch. And I think it all sort of just caught up. It's a lot of pressure. It's tough. And I think the Chiefs are in a similar spot. The difference, Ben, is that 2007 Patriots team didn't really have that many close games. They did not have to gut out. The Chiefs have done nothing but just pull out a game and pull. So I think that makes them a little more ready to withstand this moment. But I think they're in a very similar moment.
And I would say I would push back on that in one area, too. In 2007, the Patriots didn't wheeze to the finish line, but their flaws started getting exposed towards the finish line.
Definitely.
And they had their toughest games of the season leading up to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs have only gotten better. They're playing their best football now with 4 games to go. Their offense is peaking at the right time. Like, they spent the first 11 weeks kind of figuring out what they're going to be, and now here they are, and I think they're playing their best football, whereas the 2007 Patriots were kind of on the downswing entering that Super Bowl.
Okay, Ben, Patriots stuff. What do you think about the makeup of the Patriots offensive coaching staff with, West Coast guys littered among the positional assistants, but the offensive coordinator obviously having his own system? What system are they going to run, and do you think that this is all one big master plan or kind of hodgepodge together?
Well, the staff is definitely hodgepodge together because the McDaniels lieutenants that he brought with him for the Raiders, they've all kind of scattered. So you have, McDaniels is now coming up with a staff where, one guy from here, Doug Marrone, is recommended by Bill O'Brien. Thomas Brown from the Bears, I don't know what the connection is there. So they've had to dig deeper in their pockets to kind of put this staff together. But I think the most important piece is Josh McDaniels, and I would argue that he's probably even more important than Mike Vrabel right now. It's an offensive league, and you've got to get Drake May. We've seen the great potential, but you've got to teach him how to become a winning quarterback now. And, Mike Vrabel, great job in Tennessee, but when they didn't have the quarterback, just like Bill Belichick, he could only do so much.
Yeah, they never had the quarterback. He got the most out of Ryan Tannehill.
But was it him or was it Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator?
Well, okay, Mike Vrabel's offensive coordinator got the most out of the quarterback.
Right, and so when they had great quarterbacks.
Is Josh McDaniels Mike Vrabel's offensive coordinator?
Meaning,
Did he pick him, or was he sort of recommended by ownership?
No, I clearly think that the owners played a big part in Josh McDaniels coming back. I think if it were completely up to Mike Vrabel, I mean, he's got contacts around the league. He knows people. He wouldn't necessarily land on McDaniels, but I think the Crafts were probably like, yeah, this is where we're going. He said, great. I know Josh, and he's a great coach. And I think
that's not a concern to you that the head coach didn't pick his offensive coordinator?
Well, I think, first of all, I think that's pretty common around the league. I think it's rare for a coach to have complete authority over every single coach.
Really?
On it. Yeah, I think it's often where, we'll inherit this guy from the last staff. He's a good guy. Arthur Smith was there in Tennessee before Mike Vrabel. He kept him around. Said, you're good at tight ends, coach. Let's make you offensive coordinator. And then they went from there. While it's troubling, I think that the Crafts seem to have an end result in mind, Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, then they worked backwards to make it happen. I do think they landed in the right spot. I like both hires. I like that you don't have to worry about Josh McDaniels leaving for a head coaching job, and you'll get some continuity there. I like that Vrabel is part of the Patriots dynasty, but he's his own guy, and he's a more modern coach, and he can take the lessons from Bill Belichick and bring them into this next generation.
Ben Volin, Boston Globe, join us here again from Radio Row. Do you hate the Chiefs, and do you think Travis Kelce's a deplorable fraud, and that the refs are in cahoots for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are just a big fake to drum up more publicity for both of them, and do you believe all those things?
You mean all of Jim Murray's takes, basically?
I think the relationship's real.
They might be. I mean, aren't there rumors that they're already married or something? So
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I've come to like Kelce more in the last couple of years. I find him to be more down to earth and more real than he had been in the past. When I don't know, when he was kind of like younger and kind of a party guy, like that kind of thing. I don't know. I like Travis Kelce. I think he's much more authentic. I think he's really come into his own with this Taylor Swift stuff, and he's taken his platform and he's done a lot of good. So no, I'm not sick of Kelce. I want to see the Chiefs achieve greatness.
Why?
I know I'm against everyone else in New England, but I want to see something that's never been done before. I mean, I talked to Teddy Bruschi last week, and he said the same thing. He said rooting against someone to fail is weak, and I agree with that. And how can you not root for greatness? We've never ever seen a team win 3 Lombardi trophies.
Since the mid-'60s.
Lombardi
and the
trophies.
Oh, my God.
They never won 3 Lombardi trophies.
Well, the last 2 were Super Bowls.
They beat the guy working at the lumber yard in the offseason.
Oh, you mean Hall of Famer Len Dawson?
And the guy who smoked cigarettes in the
Hall of
locker
Famer
room.
John Madden. And okay.
Those are real legitimate titles back in 64.
Absolutely winning NFL titles over Johnny Unitas is complete fraudulence.
The leather helmets, do you have one at home?
No, you're right. Johnny Unitas, tremendous slouch. But go ahead.
So I want to see greatness. I want to see the first team to win 3 Super Bowls, and I'm not sick of them. I'm more sick of the Eagles, frankly. Like
Why?
I don't know. Like this is their 3rd time in 7 years or whatever, and fly Eagles, fly. I don't know. I'm just like I'm just sick of the Eagles.
Let me tell you something. Maybe this will be a new train of attack.
What, rip Philly?
No. Pump up. Patriots fans should be a little more annoyed with Philly still being here than Kansas City. Kansas City's a big dynastic run, special blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you mean because the Patriots fell apart?
You played the Eagles in 2017. You have completely fallen apart, and the trash Philadelphia Eagles are still here competing for championships.
With a new quarterback.
Different quarterback.
That's even more damning.
Yeah.
And coach.
Different coach, different quarterback. They kind of cycled through their roster a little bit. It wasn't a hard reset. They had one bad year, basically. Otherwise, they've been a playoff team. They've been a contending team. They haven't fallen off. You are complete bottomed out zero garbage. Like that's even worse almost than what the Chiefs have done.
Well, I'm starting to like this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've changed coaches, they've changed quarterbacks, they drafted well, they made aggressive free agent
and they've
signings
spent through the nose.
I like this.
You look at real cash spending over the
This
last
I like.
right? This is what I'm saying, Mazz.
But I was told if you're a successful team and drafting in the 20s every year, you can't draft talented
wait a
players.
minute. I was told that signing big money contracts are going to put you in cap jail. Because obviously that Carson Wentz contract just ruined their... Oh, no, that's right. This is their 3rd Super Bowl in 7 years, and they're going for their 2nd championship while you're picking in the... Thank God you were so financially responsible because you would never bottom out. Oh, no, that's right. You're picking third and fourth in consecutive years while the Eagles, who spent through the nose, are in cap jet. Oh, no, I could do this for I could just keep going.
It's a good
Yeah, no, it's
fly.
good. Fly, Eagles fly. Isn't that funny? An owner who actually invests, makes some shrewd hires, can stay on top. Interesting.
Good drafting.
And you don't hear a lot about internal fighting. Who gets the
I
credit?
hear a little bit.
Well, the players.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
hear a little bit.
They all hate the coach, apparently.
Well, I mean,
but,
I think Jalen Hurts is a sneaky drama queen. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like he's in the middle of a lot of stuff. He doesn't say much, but
well, they're winning, and then he's been asked about the passing game. He feels, I was in the straitjacket before. Like, he's making it about him when it's like, dude, you're now in the Super Bowl again. Shut up. This isn't the time.
it doesn't obviously impact them. Like, that's just, they operate a different way than you did, but it still doesn't prevent them from getting back here where you can't even sniff 500.
Well, because I think Jeffrey Lurie, their owner, has done a good job of creating, kind of layers. And Howie Roseman deserves all the credit in the world because he's the brains behind that whole operation. And he got demoted during the Chip Kelly era, sent to the other side of the building, stuck around, bit his lip, came back, and he's the reason that the Eagles have had all this success despite changing coaches, despite changing quarterbacks. So Lurie has really set up a nice, I think, management structure.
Meanwhile, here, that Putz Elliott Wolf is still here. Mike Vrabel gets to bring in his guy. Who has the final call? What have they set up here, Ben?
What have they said?
What have they set up here in New England?
Set up.
Yeah, what have they set up here in terms of the power structure and decision making?
Well, it seems like the coach certainly has the final say. I mean, I think we can all see that from afar, that Mike Vrabel certainly has the juice in the building. And the way I see it is Ryan Cowden, the guy they brought in, he's the eyes and ears in the front office to make sure that Mike Vrabel's vision is being executed. And Elliott Wolf is, his opinion is very much valued, but at the end of the day, I still think it's going to be Mike Vrabel and Ryan Cowden's call on everything.
Okay, just before we let you go, what do you think they're doing this offseason? Like, give me a...
They're going to spend?
Yeah, realistic plan of attack.
Realistic plan. I think the Patriots will spend. They have to. I mean, they have to spend money. They have to make a move. The Crafts are not, they're not
Oblivious.
Oblivious. Thank you. Finding the word. Receiver and offensive tackle. I expect heavy investments on those, but those two positions. But like as far as major spending, probably selective. Probably one big contract, like big. I think a trade, maybe they go trade for A.J. Brown. Maybe they go trade for DK Metcalf or a receiver out there. I do expect a big move just to reinvigorate the fan base. They're headed in the right direction. I think the arrow is pointing up, but they've got to make moves to the personnel now, and that's going to be key. So draft, I think they want to trade down. I think it's all about accumulating picks. I think a trade down is so much more beneficial than whoever they can get at number 4. One player is not going to help this team. They need 4 players. So I think they want to trade down. But I think a big signing, a big trade, and then modest signings elsewhere. But it's going to be all about receiver and offensive line, the 2 worst units in the league, and they have so much work to do.
Ben, thanks for coming by.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.